What's up, YouTube? In the last Talk Malcolm Talk that I made, I told you guys that the first 3 people to put their favorite independent wrestler or non-WWE wrestler in the comments down below, I would shout out and put on the board. Now, I don't have the board behind me in this video, but I'm still gonna shout you guys out. So Mark Sharp said Jon Moxley. Official SCW said MJF first. You're second, but you're close enough. And Sharon, he said Undertaker. Not really the guy I was looking for. In the comments down below in this video, the first 5 people to say their favorite Bray Wyatt match, because Bray Wyatt had that really dope re-debut, I'll shout out in the next Talk Malcolm Talk, so drop those comments down below. But what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Talk Malcolm Talk, so let's talk. First, let's talk about an All Elite Wrestling women's roster member, Kylie Rae. I mean, I talked about her enough on YouTube already. I mean, she's by far one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time. She made her AEW debut earlier this year as she signed to the company and showing up at the rally, where she would appear at Double or Nothing in a triple threat match, then turned fatal 4-way between herself, Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and late addition Awesome Kong. But that would be the last time we ever heard or seen anything from Kylie Rae ever since she made her debut at Double or Nothing. We haven't heard of her, we haven't seen anything on social media, absolutely nothing about what's going on with Kylie Rae. As the picture got leaked, she actually was supposed to be part of Firefest buy-in as she was going to take on Leva Bates, but because she was unable to compete, that easily got switched and Allie was put in her place. But why was she unable to compete? So apparently she's dealing with an undisclosed medical issue that's pretty much left her out of action, and she kind of took herself away from the public eye ever since Double or Nothing. But she is expected to be back very soon, so hopefully we'll probably see her at All Out. I'm sure there's definitely something Kylie Rae can do if it's for the buy-in or if it's for the actual main card of All Out. Trust me, I had to find this out a different way than most people saw on Twitter because I can't see his tweets. But Sami Zayn recently tweeted that The Rock was at the WWE Performance Center. As he said, he bumped into The Rock and he was able to thank him, where he was able to thank him for the retweet about a Sami for Syria charity. Only if there was a big WWE show coming up where a bunch of legends are just gonna be on the show, like Austin, Rock, and Nash, and Hall, and Kelly. I guess she fits in the legend category now. Oh yeah, a Raw reunion. Yeah. I wonder if. Dave Meltzer said that WWE has no plans to bring in The Rock for the show, but also this tweet was put out after Dave said that, so hey, anything can happen, Chief. Also, he could just be there visiting because he's on a media tour right now for his new movie Hobbs and Shaw, which comes out the following week of Raw Reunion, so he might just be showing up just to say hi since he's in Orlando. But if WWE can secure that bag and have The Rock on their show, I mean, you have the biggest grossing star in Hollywood, plus it's The Rock like going back to his homestay. Maybe he can get his wrestling fans a little more interested in, his movie that's coming out, because I know I want to see it. Roman Reigns is in it. Who doesn't want to watch The Rock probably like roast Baron Corbin? I know I would love to see that. But as The Rock might be gearing up to go back to WWE, John Cena has been gearing up to take his spot. Not in the ring, but in Hollywood. Because as we all know, John Cena is now part of Fast and Furious 9 faction, or the franchise faction. I watch too much wrestling. As it was shown on Instagram with him and the entire crew, and a sweet picture of Ludacris and John Cena just hugging out like good bros. They're good brothers. But while he's joining the Fast and Furious franchise, he's also just got his first ever lead role in a new Nickelodeon movie that had his first ever trailer release, which is called Playing with Fire, starring John Cena. And also, you look in the background, there's Keegan-Michael Key. Y'all know him from Key and Peele, right? D-Nice, Shaq Hennessy. Also Obama's anger translator. That dude was funny, bro. I love that guy. Also, Colt Cabana is actually ending the Art of Wrestling podcast. Now, this podcast went 9 years strong. Now thinking about it, whoa, that's a long time to do a podcast, guys. That's really impressive. Where Colt Cabana would interview a bunch of independent wrestlers, not even really interview, honestly, they just started talking about stories about independent wrestling told by independent wrestlers, which at the time was the first ever time we see something like that on the platform of podcasts, or just having a better idea of the world of independent wrestling. Which, I mean, if you go listen to some of them, I mean, you can literally find a podcast with some of the guys that are big stars in WWE right now. Colt cited the reason why he's ending the podcast, mainly because the weekly struggle of having matches on top of putting together the podcast was just a little bit too much for him to keep up. Colt recently actually lost the NWA National Championship to James Storm at the Philadelphia Ring of Honor tapings following a leg injury. But he's not completely ending the podcast, as he is starting a Patreon page that will have a backlog of all the old podcasts that he did that only cost about $4. So, it's not too much. On top of other exclusive content, and if the demand is there, he'll actually do another podcast, or not a weekly one, but an occasional sit down interview podcast type of thing with other independent wrestling stars. Again, that podcast went 9 years strong, guys. I mean, I literally remember being 13 years old in LA Fitness, huffing and puffing on the treadmill when Ricochet was still making his name in PWG. Recently, he made event to Raw against AJ Styles for the United States Championship. It's a crazy world we live in, guys. It is a crazy world. Finally, let's talk about NXT, the real reason you might have even clicked on this video. NXT going to Fox? As of right now, SmackDown will be airing on Fox TV starting October 1st on Friday nights. Dave Meltzer recently said that there's talks of having NXT on one of the Fox networks, that being FS1. But as of right now, it's just an idea, it's not a guarantee that will actually happen. But considering that NXT is probably the best brand in WWE right now, unless like you're a big main event guy like me. I love my Alicia Fox versus Dana Brooke matches, just like the next guy. But would you guys rather see NXT on FS1 or would you rather see it stay on the WWE network? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and tell me about your favorite Bray Wyatt matches also, because I'm gonna be shouting out the next, 5 people at the beginning of the video. I'll be shouting you guys out in the next Talk Malcolm Talk. But make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe, and we outie.
We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'ma flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.